Today's Tuesday, December the 7th, and having been so oversold, I mean, so oversold, more so than any point this year, we did bounce back, and then we pulled back, and then we've had now two very strong days. The summation index has finally turned up a tiny bit, but look at how low that summation index has gotten. We go all the way back to January of this year, sorry, and this is the lowest we've had in the year. So there's that fine pullback that we expected from this low. Now, this marks when our next low will occur, which should be 3 to 4 weeks out. Good timing for January, February, but it could be that we're going to have a good December. However, let's look, because it always, it always comes down to the technicals. But the nice thing about today is that when I looked at my bank balance or my trading balance, it shot up around 10 o'clock and it stayed there. There wasn't that, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock sell-off like we've seen so many times before. I mean, you can just look back here just a couple of days ago. And this is what I mean. You pop up in the morning and then you pull back. We popped up yesterday and then we continued to rise throughout the day. Here in that we popped up, then we pulled back. We pop up, we pull back, we pop up, then we really pull back. We didn't see that today. We just saw the pop up and we saw it stay there. We saw it come down and test resistance 3. So that's an extraordinary jump from near the pivot point to resistance 3 at the open. And then we finished the day on resistance 3. But now let's look at the key indicators of so many different stocks. First of all, the Dow Jones. Look at where the Chiku span ended. Right there. Right there. If we draw that green line, we see the Chiku span ended right below that candle. That's not a bad thing because the next candles are higher, so the market still could go up to accommodate the Chiku span. On the NASDAQ, we had the Chiku span bounce off of this candle 2 days ago, and that's what signaled the turnaround in the NASDAQ. 2 days ago, we had support on the 50, and we had the Chiku span support on the top of that candle, and then we had the bounce up. In the SPX, we saw 2 days ago that we had resistance pulled back below this candle and then just broke through and shot up, leaving more room to run. So Dow Jones, more room to run if it can stay, and it can run and still stay below these candles. The NASDAQ certainly can run, and the SPX certainly can run. The volatility index took a major drop today and settled right on the top of the cloud, and the Chiku span finished also right at the bottom of the cloud, just a little niche under. But look at how so many other stocks behaved with their Chiku span or their moving averages. This is all really technically traded, but there is enthusiasm behind today, but it's been tempered by people selling at the resistance levels. Nothing really to see in Apple except it's just running away. Abbott has had a major comeback. Caterpillar finished bouncing off of the 200, and the Chiku span finished today right there underneath. Well, let's take a look. Let's zoom in here. And we see that the Chiku span finished right there. Let's put that line right here. And there's your Chiku span just below that candle. IBM had a pretty good day. Really oversold. Neil had an okay day. Sava, I think I showed you in the last video, we had a 3-point trend line and we had the bounce off the trend line. This is what you expect. This is why we have trend lines. Square, nothing exciting, but this is what we were watching. This is still bearish. This 50 crossing over the 200 is still bearish, but the stochastic momentum indexes, both of them are in the oversold area, and we should see Square starting to move up. My wife will not be happy that I didn't take her call. Let's look at some others. Amazon, which we don't look at very often, support on the 50 and bounced. WDC, let me tell her, sorry, I can't talk right now. There you go. WDC, resistance on the 200, resistance, Chikou span on the 200 as well. So if we put where we had this resistance, look at that line, resistance on the 200. She's still calling me. I better hurry up. Netflix, support here, Chikou span on the 50 a couple of days ago, caused that bounce, and support at the bottom of the cloud. Facebook, support on the top of the cloud. Deer, support at the top of the cloud. Plug, bounced off of the 200, but the Chikou span stops just below this candle. You can see it on so many different stocks. So keep watching the cloud, keep watching the Chikou span. The McClellan oscillator is telling us at the neutral line we could go either way. There's a fair chance that the market finishes this week higher and goes into the Santa Claus rally. Watch out in January.